I want to put a disclosure at the top of this video that these are just my opinions. I have no medical background. I'm not a medical professional. I don't know Lindsay personally. This is just my opinion and for entertainment purposes.
I keep on saying I should start doing my OnlyFans again because there's a market for dying people. So what? There's a market for dying people, and we need the money.
Hello, my name is Kayla, and this is my first time on this YouTube channel. This is my first video. Yes, first video vibes right here. This is Taro, my cat, and she's decided at this moment that she wants to participate in this first taping, so we're going to allow it this one time. No, she can come every time. But this video is going to be about a TikToker who went viral, and a lot of people have been very worried about her, and a lot of people are skeptical of her story. I'm on the camp that's pretty skeptical of her story, and so I thought this would be a great way to launch this YouTube channel and talk about different things on the internet that are interesting to me, starting with this very interesting story that went viral over the weekend. Let's get right into it. I hate long intros, so let's start. This TikTok came up on my For You page, and it was shocking. To begin with, it was a woman sitting in her bed and basically telling her followers that she's dying.
Hello, everybody. This is Lindsay with Chronicallyrara. I just got up about an hour ago, and I've been sleeping for about 20 hours, I think. I'm very, very tired and very weak now. I'm transitioning, and we think it's almost time. We'll make sure somebody tries to get on here every once in a while and give updates. As for myself, I don't think I'm going to be on as much anymore. Unfortunately, I'm just too tired and too weak now. But I want to thank every one of you who has been such a wonderful support. I'm so incredibly thankful for each and every one of you. Please continue to give my husband and daughter love during this time. Again, we truly are so thankful to each and every one of you who have been on this journey with us. Be well.
Okay, so pretty heavy stuff, right? And that went viral. It has like 400,000 plus likes, and it has over 2 million views on TikTok. And now she has about 90,000 followers. So I went through some of the comments, and most of them were positive. Most of them are very sad people that were commenting and saying, you know, we pray for you, and my father recently died, and I understand your pain, and I'm sorry, and a lot of different really nice people saying really nice, encouraging things. And then you dig a little deeper, and some things just didn't add up. So this account is called Chronicallyrara. So if you look at her bio, it says, bringing awareness to rare disease and terminal illness, Venmo at Chronicallyrara, and then she's got a link tree. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the basics, but in future videos, I'm gonna go into more detail about each individual piece of the puzzle. But this one is like, if you've never heard of this account or this woman, or you're not a big TikToker, now you will understand what's going on. That's the beginning. So that's how I came across Lindsay. So her name is Lindsay. That's the not most recent, but that's the most famous TikTok that she has, basically saying goodbye to everybody. And then afterwards, the next TikTok that came up on her feed, the next one she posted was from someone else, and basically saying, you know, we've taken over the account.
Hey everybody, this is Jen, and obviously you can see Lynn's in the back. She's had a really rough night. I've had a really rough night because this is what it looks like when you drive 5 hours to be with your friend who is on hospice, talk to 3 hospice nurses, and you're up all night because she has had a terrible night. So for all of you people questioning her and making these, videos of these videos and putting them up, it's really nice to pick on somebody that you know nothing about. Does it make you feel good? Just curious. Because this is what we're dealing with. This is how you love somebody. Yeah.
You can't base an opinion
on 60 seconds.
60-second videos.
So that one was kind of a little bit, not angry, but upset that some of TikTok in particular is questioning Lindsay's story. And the reason that people are questioning the story is that it's very vague. And Lindsay has claimed that she has a variety of illnesses. The main disease she says she has is called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or EDS for short. It's also called elastic skin disorder. She also says she has seizures and mast cell disease. And according to this Instagram post, she had a hysterectomy back in 2019. She also said that she had COVID in March, and she also has POTS. She says because they are put together that the comorbidities of her diseases is what they call it. She has one illness, and then because she has other illnesses, then that becomes a fatal diagnosis. A lot of people aren't quite understanding that, and when people ask questions or write comments, usually they get blocked, or there is kind of like a negative tone that comes back either from Lindsay or her friend Jen, who also is now on her account. Charla Rudd says, "Why worry about them? You obviously have a lot more to worry about. I'm surprised that with everything going on that y'all would even care." Okay, I think that's pretty fair. I don't think that's a huge judgment or saying anything in a bullying manner. And Chronicallyrara responded, "Lindsay is really tired of being bullied. Can't understand why a 60-second video regarding that triggers you. As her friend, I'm praying for you." So not the nicest response. I guess it is a stressful time, but I mean, come on. But they do have supporters, because the comment below, it says, "To the people judging her, maybe Lynn just wants or needs the support and love from others. Be kind." Okay, fair enough. Night Nurse 40 says, "I thought there was going to be a private Facebook account. Why bother with TikTok anymore? Why get upset over people that don't matter?" And Chronicallyrara writes back, "Outrageous accusations that question the content of my character. That's where I have a problem. But we do the majority of our updates on Facebook now." So this is the same video. The comment is on the same video. And it seems to have now jumped back to Lindsay, that she is now responding herself because she's saying my character. So I guess Jen gave the phone back. Seems a little odd as well, but okay. Lisa Carr 08 says, "Looking back, I can't find any information on what her illness is. I'm not the only one who has asked. Can you clarify? Hugs." Okay, so very upbeat and positive in my opinion. And then Chronicallyrara says she has, so it's back to Jen now, because she's saying she has several autoimmune diseases that are working against her. DM and I'll try to answer. This has been answered many times. Jen. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, the whole account is supposed to be about raising awareness for rare diseases and illnesses and terminal illness and this specific EDS, yet you have to DM to get the information. I don't really understand the logic of that, but I digress. And then Mariah Bug 123 says, "Are you afraid? You look so content." And then Chronicallyrara says, "Yes, she's afraid and sad, but heavily medicated too. Thank you for the question. Illness doesn't always look great. Same for everyone." I want to point out that I have no questions about people that have chronic illnesses or pain and it doesn't show on their body. I don't think that everyone has to show pain or show illness in the same way. That's not the question here, that she looks too healthy. The question is, can you explain what's going on? You're saying you're dying, but yet there's a few things that aren't adding up. So as far back as 2018, Chronicallyrara talks about death with dignity, and she'll often talk about this in her live videos. Again, back in 2019, she says in her Instagram post that she is deteriorating and that she's a DNR, do not resuscitate. Your Venmo is on your bio.
Hi TikTok friends, this is Chronicallyrara coming to you from bed doing terminally ill people things. I noticed that people have been putting their Cash App and their Venmo on their bio, so I figured I would try it out myself just to see what happens. Dying is frankly expensive and we could always use the money. Things that it would go towards. Savings because COVID happened and left my husband unemployed. Savings because COVID will inevitably happen again and shut down the country. Medical bills. Lots and lots of medical bills. A little bit of savings for my husband and daughter because my life insurance decided to dump me. That was so nice of them. Four-wall stuff. If you know, you know. And then, of course, finding a way to pay it forward because that's just what I like to do. If people are gracious with me, I like to turn around and be gracious with others. So I'll let you know how it turns out. With that being said, thank you for watching me. I know how you could be spending your time, and you chose to spend your time with me, and for that, I am truly grateful.
There's 2 different GoFundMes that I'll talk about in a different video that are unrelated to her illness, but are still asking people for money for her family. And then there's also people from their lives that are now coming out and saying that they don't think that she's actually dying, that she's overreacting, that she's sick, but that, you know, this is not all what it is appearing to be, at least in her mind. So this is her husband, Josh. He did a live in the Facebook page this week, and he basically goes on to say that him and his wife disagree about her prognosis.
No, but I also kind of wanted to hop on here and just clear up some things. I come on and read some of the comments on after the videos are finished, or what's being said during the videos when she's recording. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. But Lindsay, the EDS is a strange animal. A lot of you on here have either dealt with it or are dealing with it personally. It's a very strange condition. So a couple of you hit it on the head. Lindsay has talked about the idea of transitioning, which she and I disagree on this a little bit. But EDS is a life-limiting, but not directly terminal illness. Uses the comorbidities that take the life of people who have EDS. And right now, I think Lindsay's dealing with a lot of those. So, calling the shot of saying, when somebody will terminally pass from EDS it's not the same as with like a cancer or anything like that. And it's tough because it gets lumped in there with cancer, and it's hard to diagnose somebody or say, you have this long to live, or, go make the best of it.
And actually during this taping, they actually posted a 45-minute live video on the private Facebook page that I'm a member of. So I haven't even had the chance to watch that yet, but in the first 5 minutes, Jen had said that she didn't want to do the live video, that she's just trying to help her friend who's chronically sick, and that Lindsay wanted to come on live, and that she felt so bad, but she really wanted to talk to everyone on Facebook. So
she's pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
I wasn't big on doing this tonight because I was kind of hoping she would rest. So.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. She's making me do this with no hair done and everything.
My hair isn't done.
I told her hers didn't have to be.
And I'm having really raunchy AFib and SVTs right now as we speak.
Yeah, I'm surprised your hand's not shaking all over the place.
So there's a lot of different aspects to this. I kind of mentioned that before, puzzle pieces to put together. There's a blog, there's really old Instagrams, there's lives, there's little bits of information and pieces to kind of put a timeline together to see what the deal is, and also just some opinions of Lindsay that she tends to let out, especially towards doctors, that she thinks that they're really stupid. They're not as smart as they appear to be, especially when it comes to rare diseases. She says, "I wish people knew that there are many days I beg God to let this deteriorating condition take me because the physical pain and medical professionals' lack of care / knowledge is too much to bear." And then above this post, this is in 2018, she was talking about how some family members think her conditions are an inconvenience, and that she's exaggerating her symptoms, and doctors that are equally uninformed writing me off because it's not their specialty, or a multitude of other things, so they don't want to deal with it. And this is in 2018 as well. She was in an ambulance or medical transport, and she was saying thank you to the hospital for letting her seize for over half an hour before doing anything about it. So not a super positive comment there.
The VA was handling my pain management. The doctor that we had at the time, he didn't really know a lot about my condition, but he was like, he was willing to learn about it, and and he understood that it was progressive, and that my pain I would get worse, as I deteriorated. So he ended up going into a new position, and they brought in a new pain management doctor. Well, this guy is an absolute moron. And when they first told me about this doctor, they were like, oh yeah, he did his residency at Mayo and his dad's a doctor, and they said his name, and as soon as they said his name, I knew who his dad was, because I was actually referred to his dad for neurology. And I knew that his son was supposed to be taking over practice. So automatically red flags just started going up. I was like, I'm sorry, you don't do a residency at Mayo. It's like, you don't A, do a residency at Mayo, B, have a practice waiting for you when you get out just to go to work at the VA. Like, red flag. So this guy comes on, he has absolutely no clue about my disease, about the fact that, it's terminal, that the pain, just the pain alone associated with this disease is just stupid. And so he's like, well, we want to cut you back on your pain meds. I'm like, no, you can't, no. I'm like, trust me, I do not want to be on pain medicine. Nobody does. But in order for me to be able to function, just to function, and I'm not even talking about taking away the pain, because it's not realistic.
Another thing that's a red flag to me is their Amazon wish list, which is posted on their link tree on their TikTok. And there's 2 separate lists, and both of the lists are a little weird. Some of the items on there, there's like a lot of cosplay wigs and bras and gaming anime type material, a lot of like Nintendo DS. And I know that she has a daughter, but it's almost an excessive list. And one more thing that came across in one of the videos on TikTok, she mentioned that she has an OnlyFans account, and I checked that out. I didn't subscribe yet. I'm gonna do that, I think. And I'll tell you guys about it once I do that. But she has a separate account and username for her OnlyFans that she also has a Twitter for. Yes, you are seeing that right. It says, just because I'm dying doesn't mean those wallets can't open up and tip me.
I'm gonna do an only. I keep on saying I should start doing my OnlyFans again, because there's a market for dying people. So what? There's a market for dying people, and we need the money.
Where's Sarah when I need her?
We need the money. We gotta.
Sarah has COVID.
We gotta pay for a funeral if.
Oh my gosh.
I can't.
Okay.
If they won't take my body for donation.
Say goodnight to Lindsay, because she's getting ready to go. Good night.
I don't know what's to be more envious of. The fact that you'll never ever get me, or the fact that you'll never get something as good as this. You're just gonna be stuck to mundane, complacent, average, while I'm treated to the best, the most expensive, the brightest. And you would give anything at all to be able to just be my bra, just so you could be right next to me. But you can't, because you're small and little, and you don't have enough money for me.
again, this whole story is just a little odd. Nothing's happened yet, nothing has been, fraud has been committed as far as I know. No one knows the true facts except for her. It just seems there always is a money element connected to all these different things, or in items, buy me something on Amazon or whatnot. So I don't know. There's a lot of questions, less answers. I know there's a Reddit page now that's been set up or has been like a Reddit thread has been started. People are starting to talk about her there and about this case, and I'll just keep trying to keep you updated. And I really want to go through the blog as well. There's only 4 or 5 blog posts from 2017, 2018, but it kind of gives you a little bit of an understanding about who Lindsay is and what her thought process is. It is eye-opening. Thank you for watching this. I'm very happy to be here on YouTube. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Say goodbye.